So today I decided that I was going to switch offices, and, well, I'll explain why in a second. So if you noticed, this isn't the inside of my normal office. Now, I don't usually film stuff in my office, but hey, this is going to be my office for the afternoon. And there's a couple of reasons why I want to do that. One of the biggest reasons is I just got a new toy for the camera. It's a wide lens. This is the first time I feel like I've been able to show how roomy it is in this cab. It's a 17 millimeter. I film on a full frame for those of you that know anything about cameras. So it should show kind of actually how big these cabins are in here. On top of that, something else that I really have wanted to do, and now that I've got this lens, is focus on some of the stuff in the interiors of the trucks. Now, the opportunity for that presented itself when I look outside and it's kind of this rain, snow, nasty. I do not want to film outside today. So today we are going to focus on the inside of the truck. I'll talk about some of the stuff on the outside of the truck. If the weather calms down enough, I may hop out there and film some of the things, but overall I'm probably going to focus inside. And this truck is similar to some others, so I may drop some of that footage in there too. The other thing is you guys live in these trucks. It's now a little after 1 o'clock. Can I make it till 5 o'clock in here? Well, that's what we're gonna find out today. So let's see if I can get some B-roll of the inside of this. Gonna be exciting to do that. And then we'll talk about the cabin here, huh? So now that you have a chance to look at this through the new lens, it looks bigger in here, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, I think it's a much better portrayal of what the inside of these trucks are like. Speaking of which, this truck, pretty well appointed. Now, this is a 2020 T680. It is the 76-inch high roof sleeper. It's white. It's got the PACCAR motor to it. It's got the 12-speed transmission. I love that setup. It's also got the AG400L 4-bag rear suspension to it, 279 gears. The typical spec that we've been getting in trucks like this. Once again, phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal over-the-road truck. You're going to get great mileage. You're going to be super comfortable. What else could you really want? So in this, like I said, we're going to focus on the interior today and some of the great things in this. To me, this is a great truck in terms of this truck kind of bridges that gap between owner-operator and driver. And the reason why I say that is because it's set up to have some really great options, but it's nothing over the top. So if we start looking at the door panels, this truck just has the Vantage interior, the normal Vantage interior, which is a great interior, but it's not the button tuck or anything like that. I love the dark gray inlays in the door. This truck has the light gray interior. Kenworth now went with a black dash pad up top here. All in all, just a sharp package. Lots of good contrast in here, but it stays a little bit darker. To me, it's funny, the interior of my car is tan, and to me it always looks a mess. I've had black interior cars before and the gray interior cars before, and they've always stayed a lot cleaner, at least looking to me. So those are the ones that I tend to prefer, and that's one of the things that I like about this. So in terms of specs on what it has, it's got the smart wheel. So once again, we're looking at that better spec. but it's just the normal smart wheel. It's not the leather-wrapped smart wheel in this. Now, if you go over to the dash, we've got our normal gauges over here. We've also got a full complement of gauges off to the right. We're looking at drive axle, suspension load, the other fuel tank, boost gauge, and oil temperature. Those are the 6 gauges you got in there. On top of that, this truck does have the Nav Plus system in it. There is a ton of great options with that. You can do everything from surf the web on that. You can get truck-specific directions. You enter in whether, let's say you're a low boy. This won't take you over steep railroad crossings. If you're oversized in terms of width, it's not going to take you through any areas that you're not going to be able to get to. Plus, height-wise, it knows the bridge heights. All in all, it's just a great setup for having in the truck. When you look at how the truck is operated from a shifter standpoint, once again, we're right here. Drive, neutral, reverse. It's simple. It's at your fingertips. Your Jake is right here. It's at your fingertips. Need manual control of the transmission? Once again, it's at your fingertips. Just the fact that you don't have to reach all over the dashboard to do things that you're going to have to change maybe every couple of miles. It's nice to have those just right here. You just don't have to go reaching or looking for them. I love that about the way that these trucks are set up. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm kind of going to go around the truck, just inside of it. So down here we've got a drawer that is still sealed shut. This is how you know it's a new truck. So down here we've got a nice drawer. I love how these drawers are designed. You can also put a divider in here. It's just a really nice setup. Plus this thing is sturdy. I'm not necessarily going to stand in it, but you can put a lot of stuff in here and not worry about it. On top, we have this refrigerator, and it's so funny, all the stuff that I hear on these refrigerators, because it seems like half of you hate the door style and the other half of you hate the drawer style like this. To me, I really like the drawer. You can set everything in here. You can look at it. You can see it all from the top. You're not crawling on the floor to see what you've got for snacks. There's plenty of height in here. These dividers can come out for you. It's still cold in there. There's also the freezer up top here if you want to have a frozen meal. It's just a slick little setup. So right on top of the fridge, Kenworth actually put a step here. This is meant as a step. Step on the bunk, step there. You can get up to the top bunk, no problem. Also, there's this cabinet here. This wardrobe is really nice. There's an added shelf inside here. You can pull that out if you want to hang your shirts and stuff. You can leave it in there if you just want it as a shelf. There's also pockets here on the inside of the door. On top of that, over here, there's more shelves. On top of that, way up at the very top up there, there's actually another shelf. So if you're in the top bunk, you've got a nightstand shelf up on the very top there. This just, it's a small space, but every square inch of it's used. To me, that's just awesome. So the nice thing is, sitting here on the bed is there's a pocket here, whether you want to put your cell phone here, whether you want to put your keys there, whatever you want to put there, you can. There's also a light underneath the sleeper that you could set up as a night light. I can turn on and off the sleeper lights from here as well as up front. I can turn the fridge on, turn it off. There are the bunk heater controls, so if the truck is running, you've got the normal heat and air conditioner. That's actually under the bed here. Now, I've also got the controls for the KIM system, which are quite simple. This truck does have the KIM system in it. What that is it's essentially extra batteries and a giant alternator. That gives you the ability to sit for 8, 10, 12 hours and use the hotel loads and not worry about the truck not starting in the morning. There's also a shore power hookup outside for this, and the system allows you to have a couple of 110 outlets in here. You want to use a normal 110 microwave? Yep, you can do that right up top there. Now the KIM system also has the controls in it for the S-bar heater, which is, as I said, currently running because it's cold out. Although it's almost warm enough in here for me to shut that. I'm gonna let it go for a little while longer. On top of that, right here, we've got a light in case you want to read. It's just set up nice in here. That's the only way I know how to put it. It's nice. It's comfortable. it's a pleasant area to be in. So I am pretty sure that you guys are familiar with how the upper bunk works in these trucks, but it's almost like a car door latch up here. You pull that, it's spring assisted on the way down, so it shouldn't knock you out. Once again, you've got the bunk up top there. The net is obviously up there also. As you can see up in that corner, at least I think the camera can see it, there's a pretty heavy latch there. Now, I know some guys like to take this mattress out. Sorry if that's loud in the microphone. I know some guys like to take the mattress out and just use this as a shelf. It's a great option. Now, in the mid-roof trucks, we've got a shelf option. In the high roof trucks here, you can do it with no bunk or you can do it with the bunk. However you want to do it. If you want storage, well, this is a pretty good way to go also. Obviously, it goes back up pretty easy too. So over on this side, we've got the speakers obviously in the back here. It's a nice option to have that. This has windows in both sides, but whoever opens up the windows in the back of these things, you see it sometimes, right? Also, it has the door here. It's set up as an emergency door, but it is there for you. Once again, that close is so nice and solid. It's not like other trucks where it feels like you're closing a beer can. On top of that, we've got the window up top here that you can crank open. As I mentioned, as part of the Kim system, there's a 110 volt outlet over here. There's also a 12 volt outlet down here in case you want to plug in like a cigarette lighter adapter or something of that nature. Here we've got a TV mount. This mount is actually kind of cool. Let me get the box out of the way. You pull this latch down and now you can move it. When you're going down the road, all you got to do is snap the TV back into place and it's really, really stable there. Pull this down. Now I can pull the TV out over here if I want to. I can make it face that seat. It's a really nice setup. Now, Kenworth, if I remember correctly, says that you can fit a 27-inch TV on this. But I'm hearing guys putting 32s on there. So if you've got a 680 that's got the TV mount, let me know what you got. I'd be interested in hearing it. There is an antenna output here for you also. Now, some guys do and some guys don't like the table here. And somehow I just disconnected something from my computer. To me, the table is a great option and I absolutely love having this here. In fact, this is probably where I'm going to spend the rest of my afternoon. Now, I have to say something else that I really like is, once again, the use of space. Because down here, we've got these cubbies where you can stick clothes, really whatever you want to. Nice firm guard there for you to hold everything in. It's making use of all the space available in the truck while still leaving a decent bit of floor space here. There's plenty of room for you to stand up, move around, etc. It's well put together. Up above the table, we've got a shelf for your microwave. Once again, this bar comes up, you can slide your microwave in there. There's even a tie down in here for it. Now, up top, there is a 12 volt, I don't know if you guys can see that, and there's also a 120 volt outlet in this cubby here for the microwave. The nice thing is there's room on the side. If you get a smaller microwave, there's room on the side to store other stuff, maybe a little bit of a pantry thing there for you. It's really just, once again, a nice setup. Now, up top here, you've got this shelf, and it's a really deep shelf. I mean, once again, clothes, food, whatever you want to put up there can go up there. It's nice, it's heavy duty. I mean, I can kind of hang on this. It's just a really good use of the space. Have I said that before? No, on top of that, we've got these cabinets over here. They're both above the driver and the passenger side. You can stick quite a bit of stuff in there too. There's always stuff that I forget in every truck, and that's just, to me, that's a testament to how well these trucks are built and designed and things of that nature. So there is the CB pocket up here. But we've also got plenty of storage up there, whether you want to toss your cell phone up there. I mean, plenty of good storage. Same thing, there's one of these over the driver and over the passenger. Plenty of good storage. There's also map lights for each side of the truck. Once again, everything's well thought out, well placed, and just a maximum of space used. So on top of it, here's something else that's kind of cool. Now, you guys always know that I kind of joke that I'm 5'9", but I'm standing as far forward in the truck as I can, and there's still a ton of room. I'm actually standing in front of the front seats. You can't get a lot better than that when it comes to headroom. So you guys know that I'm a big fan of the table in these trucks. It's a handy item, because you don't really want to sit on the bed like an 8-year-old. I mean, there are times where you want to sit on the bed like an 8-year-old. I totally understand this. But in the same sense, sometimes if you got to do paperwork, maybe you want to mess around on the computer, maybe you're playing a game, why not have a comfortable chair to sit in? And it's pretty simple. Chair spins around, table's here. It really doesn't get much easier than that, although I got it set kind of short. Going up. So it's a couple of minutes before 5. I've been comfortable here. I've really got to say, this is probably better than my office. I'm not for sure on that. I think it's just quieter than my office because there's no one else running around. And I don't think anyone in the office actually knows I'm out here, which is probably a good thing. Nonetheless, I'm quite comfortable here. I've enjoyed actually working out here. I may be doing this again in the near future just for my own sanity. In the same sense, being out here, I mean, this is a small space. It's big inside, but I can understand how after a few weeks it will get a little bit smaller. I have the utmost respect for any of you that are over the road. This is not an easy job. I thank you for doing it. So what did you guys think of the interior of these trucks? To me, I think they're great, but what are your thoughts? Let's hear about it. And also, if you've got something you'd like to see or another question, put that in the comments below for me. Do me a favor, make sure you're subscribed. If you think this earned it, please give me the thumbs up. You know that helps. On top of that, stay safe out there, keep it rubber side down, and I will catch you on the flip side. It's time to load up and get all the camera gear, and I'm gonna, yeah.